Hello, 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 my friend. Welcome back to the Goddess Breath podcast. I'm Dr. Mari Castle. Thank you for being here. And today I want to get into the sacred masculine energy. This is energy that we all have within us. And we can think of masculine energy as kind of active, right? So I would love to do a breath work that is activating with you. And this particular one is going to help you feel more clear, more centered, more focused, kind of activated, strong. Um, and it's the bellows breath. So it's short, again, not something that you have to um, is a long practice of a process. We're just going to do it in a couple of minutes. It's short, sharp, energizing breaths through the nose. And just the contraindication for this one is if you have high blood pressure, if you kind of feel uh, lightheaded or dizzy, then it's not a good idea to do this one. Also, being pregnant is not a good, it's contraindicated for that. So let's try this together. And you're going to want to sit tall, spine upright. Feel that support beneath you. And we're going to inhale and exhale quickly through the nose, short and rhythmic. Okay, take a breath now. Just stop for a minute. We're going to do this a couple of rounds of 10. Inhaling and exhaling in through the nose and then we'll pause and then we'll go back to it. Okay, so if you didn't get to join with me, now I recommend to join. Okay, and pause. Maybe blow your nose first. Anyway, and do you feel something? Do you feel a little lightheaded? You might feel that. So we're gonna go again. Staying with it. You might feel lightheaded, but it's okay as long as you don't have any heart conditions. So go again. It looks like I'm breathing here, but I'm actually breathing in my chest. One more breath. Okay. Let's do that one more time. You notice that my shoulders are dropped down and I'm kind of sinking into my body. It's happening here with the movement, but my body is still. So I'm allowing that to sink in. Ready? Go. Blow out. Okay, inhale. Increase it if you can. And then just pause, relax, breathe normally. Ah, well, it brings clarity and it also brings a sense of feeling like you're very present with your body. So, as we notice the benefits of that breath work, I'm going to talk about the sacred masculine energy that we all have within us. It's not about showing up as a male, this is about bringing balance to our lives within in our everyday. And what I think for me, the sacred masculine means is like the from the sacred perspective, right? Means to show up with presence, not with um, assertiveness or with being in control, wanting to be in control, or with a hustle, uh, but with clarity and with heart, just being available, showing up for anything, for yourself, even. Doesn't have to be for anyone. Maybe you're a parent, show up for your kids all the time with heart, I'm sure. So, this is also just showing up for yourself in your own process of development and personal transformation. And then that it's an act of intention. The sacred masculine is being intentional, and that means also that we're able to make firm discernment and decisions, saying yes or no, having some boundaries, and recognizing that when you say yes, you're fully in, and when you say no, it's like, just, I'm not feeling it, and it's okay. um, that we have to pay attention what protects us, and we want to support others, but sometimes it may be too much giving of ourselves. So scaling that in a way that's going to be good for you, not that you have to just either or, but scaling it in a way that you're able to um, feel like you're protecting your own process, your own actions, your own doings, and then that you're also able to be supportive. So, how can you maybe be supportive in a way that still is showing up, and that yet also feels right for you? I hope that makes sense. So, when my childhood, particularly growing up, I was raised, kind of a different, skewed, maybe, perception of masculinity, and that I had to kind of push through. I had to not feel, uh, uh, get it all done, no matter what, even if you work 14 hours, get that done, right? Um, Prove my worth by all of my achievements, and by doing or being uh, like more of the assertive person, or I want to say it's domination, but not quite that. Um, but like in charge. Uh, that has value or something for a lot of people. Of course, it's leading, but it's also different in the way that if you're doing it to prove yourself, very different than if you're leading because you're leading from your heart, or with a good intention, or because you are wanting to share wisdom with other people, and or protect. You're leading to protect or support. Those are all very different things than having to be in control, or be right, even be the one who's always right. Right? We can let that go. And that kind of energy has a tendency to disconnect us from the heart. So it has a tendency to be overdoing. It has a tendency to be too much. And then what ensues from that is feeling like we have to be vigilant. Well, vigilance is a good thing in my view, but in the perspective of a way of awareness, right? But not guarded, always having to be on guard or reactive, right? Like defensive, reactive. And um, then what really, it could boil down to is deeper. um, emotions that are going on that we're not in touch with. So we show up this way that's not healthy, and then we become disconnected. But the sacred masculine is more of like a quiet strength, more of like, like the teddy bear. The bear is strong, but it's a loving bear, right? And then also it's like being the calm in the storm, like that pillar of strength that is able to withstand chaos or withstand the storm, that has this just knowing and is calm and ability to witness without fixing. I talked about that already. It's a tendency of our society to want to fix things, and that sometimes it's okay to just be present with someone without having to fix them, and or solve anything, right? Or just to uh, hold space in a way that's holding people's emotions just as they are, holding space for people just where they're at, not trying to change them either. Um, and then we can think of like a mountain holds space for a river, right? That meandering, that winding around, but the mountain is solid, still, strong, uh, majestic. And then think of a tree. A tree is solid. A tree is grounded. It's rooted, and it's the trunk is solid, but yet it branches out and can adapt with the wind. It's adaptable as well, uh, versus fixed. So that's more the sacred masculine energy from the metaphoric perspective. And um, again, just recognizing, it's about not about controlling, it's about bringing the space like a container. It's about showing up, not showing off. And it's about leading from love, like I said, not out of fear or some met emotion or need that is in the shadow. So if we think of myths and we think of Jesus, then he didn't lead with force, right? He led with presence. He led with being aware. He led with knowing where everybody was, where his followers were at, and he listened. He touched people in a way they had never been touched. I mean, I'm saying emotionally, spiritually, right? Not physically. And he had this sense of being, his heart was open. Um, he wasn't afraid to show his emotions. And when he needed to, he stood firm, but never at the expense of his own individual self. He didn't sway from that. So he was very connected in his heart of his own inner knowing. And, that's what we would like to have in the world, more of this kind of sacred masculine energy to reflect with um, Jesus as a, a, a symbol, a mirror for us in this masculine way. And this is what I talked about, or I talk about in my book, that it's really important for us to recognize these archetypes are there in the whole narrative and the storyline for us to glean what we're missing perhaps and what we can bring in to our own everyday life, or to uh, reflect, be a reflection that brings balance, brings us to feeling more whole. And then by that, we reflect that out into the world. Isn't that a beautiful thought? Right? And all the while utilizing the breath, staying with the breath, and the breath bringing awareness, the breath bringing presence, staying with it, allowing that breath as an everyday tool to help us lessen our suffering. We're going to have challenges, but to help lessen them, to help us feel more uh, at ease. So think about these questions, perhaps, if this feels right for you, if you're resonating with this, and I hope that you are. Um, you know, how can you be in an environment, either, for a group or for yourself, or as a role model in a work environment or as a teacher, and feel that you are there, all in, present with your body and your posture, even standing tall, but without feeling that you have a wall, or that you have to be closed off or hard. That, what do they say, people that are they're open, um, easy to talk to. uh, there's another word for it, I can't think of it, but basically not feeling like, you're like somebody can't get through and communicate with you, that you're accessible. And how about speaking, using your words that are just meant to be on the same page, that you're just sharing your message, not having to uh, tell someone what they're doing or feel that sense of overpowering. And or how about in your own life, leading your life, bringing your life to some fruition with purpose and softness at the same time, together, giving yourself that sense of balance, bringing your life forward. How do you want to come forward without having to do, and not have or give yourself any grace or breaks, or time to just be with your family and be together with others in a relationship, and let down your guard there as well. So, yeah, thank you for being with me. And I just encourage you to continue utilizing the breath. Um, Tap into your sacred masculine energy this week. Feel that sense of groundedness, presence, here and now, being. And then, if you want to get into more of the holotropic breath work that I do, or you are interested in my facilitator training that I offer, that's beginning again, another round coming up in just a couple of weeks, then I encourage you to tap on those links in the show notes and learn more. And always, you can reach out with any questions. And if you want to do a 15-minute consultation with me, I'm happy to offer that to you as well. But thank you again for being here. And remember, presence is power. Presence is power, my friend. Be well.